your anxieties, like how am I ever going to get through this? Like our debt, right? I'm Nicole.
I'm Brian, and we're Coach and Counsel. We're coming to you to give you some insight into different things that are going on in the world, different things that are going on in our lives, and how we cope with them.
Yeah, so you'll get a perspective of a professional counselor and of a life coach. And last time we were talking about our values and how if we're living by our values and letting our values lead the way, we can have happier, more fulfilled lives. We kicked the first session off with relationships, intimate relationships, marriage, partners, situations, and then tonight we were going to talk about family relationships.
Family.
So I think this is probably a tough subject for both you and I. We have very dysfunctional and immediate families. And so I think, and a lot of people do. I mean, obviously you wouldn't be in counseling if everything was perfect. So we're going to take a look at like how we view family, what's important to us and stuff like that. And we'll start kind of with, so how do you view family?
Okay, so I think that what I look for in a family is kind of like...
So you shop families?
Well, sometimes.
Okay.
No, but when I think of family, I think of like kind of like the dynamic that we're building here, where we have, a very close-knit group of, siblings who are, really, attached and, kind of go to bat for each other.
Yeah.
And, you have the parents who are, quasi stern, but still, are there. There's good lines of communication open between the parents and the kids.
Yeah.
Which I think is important. And there's not a lot of, shame building, what I would call.
Okay, but parenting is another topic for another value. So parenting is down the road, and that would lead to how we feel about our pets and our children. Tonight the focus is more on aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, etc.
Oh. Well, I mean, I like all those people, so this should be easy. I feel like aunts and uncles are, it's nice to have aunts and uncles and cousins that are supportive and, that you can, call at any point or, just have a relationship with. I mean, obviously I'm not the best at maintaining relationships and I have to work on that. But I think that that's an important factor. And I think that I thought we were talking about immediate family.
No.
So that wouldn't qualify as immediate family. But
well, I mean, I guess brothers and sisters.
Oh, well. Yeah. So anyway,
and being a son or daughter too.
Right, which is what I was talking about before.
Well, you were talking more of as a parent, like how we parent.
As family, what I see when I look at a family.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay, so it's, I guess, let's start with what kind of brother or sister do you want to be?
I mean, I would like to be a brother who is, available, I guess, and willing to listen to, the other sibling. I mean, ideally, that would be great.
Yeah. I mean, I think I am fortunate because the relationship that I always wanted to have with a sibling, and I don't have a brother, I've had the benefit of having with really close friends. Like, I would say that some of my close friendships have been beyond sisterhood.
Absolutely. I know you have some really close friends.
Yeah. And so I've been pretty lucky, and long-term relationships, I think, but really there's only one relationship that I don't have anymore. And
Otherwise, a lot of happy connections.
happy connections, yes. So what personal qualities would you like to bring to a relationship? And I know you said like being available, but what does that look like to you?
Well, just, I mean, being open. I mean, honestly, I don't have a relationship with my family, and that's, I think, 100% my choice. I mean, at this point.
Well, what gets you to the point where you like cut off the family, and like why would you do that?
Honestly, it's just a, I don't know, just a self-preservation tactic. I mean, I had a lot of toxicity in my life growing up, and I just can't be a part of it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and I never thought like I would be in a position like that either. Just kind of tolerating things. I enjoy being an aunt and a godmother, so I have a lot of kids, I guess that I'm godmother to, or like have a relationship with. And so I guess I'll give, but if there's a lack of respect and stuff like that, you just give so much, and then if people keep taking from you, I think you have to set a boundary, and if that boundary is not adhered to, you do have to make a decision to end a relationship. And I mean, you have that with, alcoholics, drug addicts in a family.
Absolutely.
Sex addiction, people can...
Is sex addiction really a thing?
I don't so here's, well, just really briefly, here's
Sorry.
my perception on it. Like, if you're a sex addict, why aren't you banging your partner a lot? You know what I mean? So it's not...
I ask myself that daily.
So it's... Let's keep this professional. This was all your idea. So, where am I? So anyway, I have a hard time with that. I mean, granted, there's I think there's an insecurity, like people cheat because they have to feel good about themselves, or they're addicted to a newness thing, but it's more of or a thrill. But if that's the case, there's other ways to get it without hurting someone.
Totally.
So I think like a sex addict, although I do think it leads to making that connect, like depression, right? Yeah. So if you feel like crap long enough and stay in your bed long enough, it becomes normal, and then that's what you know. Just like if you're watching porn frequently or pursuing having sex with multiple people and stuff like that, that becomes a habit. It doesn't, you know what I mean? So just like everything else. So do I believe in sex addiction? Well, if you tell me that you try to have sex with your partner 30 times a day and they're just not giving it to you, so you have to go get it somewhere else, and then you always come home and get as much as you can at home, well, maybe we can talk about it. But that's never the case. It's like Tiger Woods beating people, oh, he didn't beat people up.
Yeah.
He got beat up. But I get it. Like, let's play the sex addiction card because
I always thought that sex addiction was more like a weird fetish thing, as opposed to just liking the act of sex. I always thought it was more for just all in all deviant behavior.
Yeah, I think that's what I was saying, like the thrill of it. Well, jump off a building, right? Let's not hurt people.
That's a whole different kind of thrill.
Well, don't hurt people, right? I mean, if you are...
Don't hurt yourself either, though, people at home.
If you're in a relationship and, You're what?
Jump off a building.
I'm not with a parachute or like a parasail.
You might want to specify that.
Later,
You might want to specify.
You know, very high with a parasol. I've seen it in some action movies, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I mean, but yeah, don't hurt people.
Suicide hotlines everywhere.
No.
Going,
Don't jump off a building to kill yourself. Okay, thank you. So yeah, and I have a great relationship, I think, with some of my aunts and uncles, lots of cousins. I mean, I think my dad was one of, I'm not sure how many half siblings he has, but like 12 surviving siblings.
yeah.
I have over 100 cousins. So it's kind of cool. Like, I like
That
going
is
to the
cool.
family reunions and stuff like that. Our son is in Iowa hanging out with some of my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good relationships. Love my aunts and uncles. Actually, I'm trying to think. I don't think there's one aunt or uncle that I have an issue with. I mean, they probably, might have an issue with me, but I don't have an issue with any of them. And really, I can't think of any cousins that I would have an issue with either. I've been really lucky with close relationships. We travel with my cousins.
Yep.
Love it. We go on big European vacations with cousins. We camp every year with cousins.
Yeah.
Meet cousins in bars. It's great. I mean, not that drinking is a necessity.
It helps.
It does. I only had one sibling. There was always some kind of weirdness, but I also think that's part of parenting too. Like the parenting dynamic, if you're not like an intentional and mindful parent, you can create issues, and also
Competition. And girls.
competition. Girls are difficult. I mean, you still have it in guys too. Not as much.
I think we got it easy because we have all boys.
Well, our kids are a little bit different, but I mean, you have a brother. You don't think there was any competition between you and him ever?
No.
From him?
I mean, maybe no. We were too far apart in age.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, do you think that, considering where his life is, do you think maybe he would have wanted to go a similar route that you went?
I mean, he had that option,
Okay.
but he chose not to.
Okay, but if you were thinking about it and he was comparing your life to his, whose would he have choose hindsight?
Well, I mean, hindsight, yeah, of course.
Well, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we all have choices. We can all get in trouble and do things. But I'm just saying, like, personal qualities in a relationship. One of the things that I think I would like to work on to be a better family member is just, keeping on top of connections. This has been a really bad 6 months for me doing that because I usually go home and see my family or make more phone calls, but I'm working more than I ever have and just really busy doing things.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to vow to put it in my calendar to check in with relatives more.
You're going to be busy.
Yeah. I mean, what about you? I mean, like, what relationships are important to you, and how would you like to build any other relationships?
Well, I do have a group of close friends.
Well, that's another topic down the road as a value. So friendships are a value.
Yeah.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
So when we think about our values too, family relationships don't have to be important because you've got 10 categories of values, right? And so, actually, if you guys want to keep these in mind and you want to do the series, we started off with the marriage and couples, intimate relationships. Tonight we're going over family relationships. And then we're going to go over parenting, friendships, a social life, career, employment, educational, personal growth and development, recreation, fun and leisure, spirituality, citizenship, like how we deal with our environment and our community life, and then our health and physical well-being. And so we're just covering family tonight. And so, I think I lost a client because I was saying, like, I hope you can find compassion and forgive your father. And, I'm kind of dealing with my own parental, relationship. And he will not see me again because he said, I don't need to have a relationship with him. He's abusive. He isn't supportive. And I'm like, well, I didn't mean you need to have a relationship with him. You don't ever have to talk to him again. But forgiveness, having compassion for him, just being like, oh, I'm sorry that you didn't want a family.
Well, and you don't actually have to talk to someone to forgive them.
Correct. Well, yeah, there's a difference, right?
Yeah.
Forgiveness and reconciliation. I mean, our therapist told us that because it was so difficult to forgive. But it's like, you can forgive. And I mean, I think that's important in families. Like, from afar, it's easy for me to forgive, right? I'm like, oh, I don't see you too much. I can forgive. And that's probably why I don't have a problem with anyone. Yeah. Is because I do forgive people. And then there's certain people I won't reconcile with because it's just unhealthy. And life is so freaking short. I mean, my mom died 20 years from my spot now. So that's a third more of my life. And I don't want to spend it working on toxic relationships.
Yeah.
So for me, having that boundary and cutting people out, as long as you have relationships or you feel confident, I think it's really important just to, set boundaries.
Yeah.
That'll be a whole nother topic.
Boundaries.
Yeah, but I feel bad. It's like, I have a girlfriend who's, struggling with, parents her whole life. And it's like, what is wrong with some of these, people? It's like, you don't get to do this again.
Well, and I mean, it's like, I think that it's hard because when you're talking about, parents and, and then their parents and then their parents, and how did they grow up, and then, well, how did those parents grow up, and then how did those parents grow up? And there's usually, if you can pull the lens back far enough, you can see how patterns developed.
Yeah.
And you can see how these hurt people up here hurt these people here, and then these people, they turn around and hurt these people. It's just, it's a cycle.
Yeah, yes, and I grew up with family was important, so family sticks together. And I think that, so over the years, kind of some of that goes by the wayside. But for the most part, I mean, like, I do. I love my aunts and uncles. I love my cousins. So it's been pretty nice, having those connections. And then knowing, like, if our children are back there, they get those same connections. And they've been really happy with that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that that's really great that we have the ability to keep the roots. I think that's awesome.
Well, okay, so let's wrap up the values tonight. And so I went over the values. Which one would you like to do next time?
I don't know, surprise me.
Okay, I will. Do you want to grab a question from our cousin Ryan, who has these weird
mailbox?
Yes. Well, it's not over there. I dumped it out. So it should be over there. Is it in the drawer? Is it in the drawer now?
No.
Well, I dumped him out up there.
You dumped them out?
I mean, it's not hard. They're little, like, pieces of paper.
Note cards?
No, they're little folded pieces of paper. Are you sure they're not to the left there? To the left?
No, left.
No, I mean, you've never gone to the left.
Are they underneath?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
You're fired.
I mean, they're like folded pieces of paper.
Yeah, nothing here.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. You have failed this podcast.
No. So we'll do some random question.
All right.
Let me just... Alexa, ask me some random question.
question I want the answer to at the moment is, what would you like to know?
What would you like to know?
So much. I don't know. What is your favorite style of music?
Eclectic. You know that I like.
But if you had to be on a desert island and you could only listen to one type of music.
Okay, well, what type of music?
Forever.
Yeah, okay, I can do that. It's like, you know.
Oh yeah.
What is it? Like, it's not boho. It's
Boho. Oh no.
It's what is that called?
I just hope I'm not on this island with you.
Okay, wait. You know, like the Black Pumas or
Like soul.
yes,
Like
yeah,
like soul R&B.
yeah,
rock.
not rap, but like
Like
little
soulful, like rhythm and blues.
yeah. I mean, I listen to
Okay.
it all the time.
All
That's
right.
what I like starting. I would do like starting with like Led Zeppelin, like Coltrane.
Wait, Led Zeppelin's in there too?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my
I
God.
do believe that I said one
No,
genre.
I said eclectic.
That's
it has
classic
to be,
rock.
But it's classic. You know, like
Yeah.
they're all. Well, that's my choice. What about you?
I would like to listen to any music that people have musical instruments. Because I'm gonna be like eclectic.
Wait, what did you say? I didn't follow.
Sorry, I was trying to be general. Because
That's
you're like, oh
so
yeah.
lame.
Yeah, I know. I would say just, classic rock is a go-to.
I think I would want my music list, and I could listen to it over and over. I think it's like 9 hours long. So maybe I would do like a 2-hour meditation.
That's the first 9 hours.
Right,
And
no,
then
but
you have the rest of eternity.
yeah, so like I would meditate for 2 hours, like work out in silence, because I would be listening for prey. Or not prey. Is it prey? Like if someone's going to hunt you because you're on a deserted
Oh,
island.
listening for
Predators.
predators.
Okay.
Listening for prey. Where are you, rabbit? I can hear you. What? Listening for prey.
Okay. I mean, I would have it planned out on a schedule. It's healthier.
Listening for prey.
No. No, I meant predators.
Okay. All right. Listening for predators.
All right. Well, please leave a comment
Or please give us a question.
Yeah.
Because apparently we don't have our questions anymore.
I will find them, but
All right. Awesome.
all right. Well, have a good night.
Good night, everybody.